Howdy folks, welcome back to my channel. I'm DJ Southern Comfort. I have another project, so stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. All right guys, while I was scrolling around through Facebook, I had a page pop up by this company, I2R Tech Lighting Solutions. So of course it piqued my interest and I started looking through, and I came across a very neat, I guess you can call it a digital facade. So I bought this kit where you connect four 50-inch TV screens. It comes with a video controller where you can actually manipulate the screen itself, and when you put them together it looks like a big old screen. I thought it looked pretty neat. I thought it looked different. Already have a DIY 65-inch screen that I use, but I think this is going to take my game to a whole nother level. Plus it gives me another choice for different venues and whatnots. I thought it was very well thought of. It seems simple enough to put together, and most importantly it looks very portable. So I'm going to try to put this together, record as best as I can, and so you guys can see what it looks like. So here's the box that it comes in. It comes in two boxes, a total of 2 screens per box. That weigh a little bit over 100 pounds a box. And here I have a box already broken down. And these are all the pieces. The paneling, I got one panel here and I got one panel to the side. I can only work on one at a time. And these are all the pieces. And I have to tell you, so far, it's got one of the best set of instructions I've ever come across when it comes to putting something together. I believe these are made in Korea. All the bags are neatly labeled. No special tools other than maybe a power screwdriver, a power drill with a screwdriver tip is necessary. They also have a video how to put it together, and I'll put a link in the description to that video. I've personally had communications with Pablo. I believe he's the owner of the company, if not one of the main guys. And I tell you what, he was Johnny on the spot, answered every question, was very quick to respond. And if I have any other questions, and he said I can always come back to him, he'll help me out. He even sent me a link for a TV that was about $200 at Walmart. But luckily, when I went to Walmart to get my 4 screens, I came across these 50-inch top-of-the-line Vizios, B-Series, 4Ks, all the bells and whistles. And these puppies were on sale for $167 a piece. So for under $700, I bought 4 50-inch 4K TVs at Walmart. Now, I'm not going to say you're going to have the same luck I do, or I did, but that's just food for thought. So, yes, $167 a piece. Vizio B-Series 50-inch TVs. All right, so I'm going to start putting this together. And hopefully I can illustrate how easy it was. And maybe I can help some of you guys make a decision where you want to pull the trigger on this. Now, they have a sale going on. And I paid, I think it was $1,800 and something, but I bought they got 2 different video boxes, if you want to call them. One is a basic box and one is the advanced box. With the basic box, you're going to need additional software like VLC to manipulate the screen, aspect ratios, and all that good crap. With the Pro box, it's just plug and play. Everything is done with the box and the remote, and you're off to the races. Here's the second box. When I opened the first box, I got a little worried. I didn't see a controller, cables, or anything. But this thing comes, the second box has the actual controller. It's in this box. It has 4 HDMI cables, actually 5, one to connect to your computer. and the rest of the framing for the second set. So all good so far. Stay tuned. All right, the first step is you gotta grab the TV you just purchased. You gotta place it on a flat surface. I'm using the foam cover that came with the actual facade for the paneling to place the TV on. That way I don't mess anything up. And then you're gonna attach these two brackets using, depending on your TV, either an M6 or an M8 bolt. So there they are, attached, and they're loose. That way you can slide this back and forth, and you'll tighten that up, I guess, at the end when you do your final adjustments. So far. All right, next step is to attach the side panel labeled S1. I'm going to call it the bottom panel because, again, remember, the bottom of the TV is on this side. So you're going to attach that panel to the R1 panel, which is the back panel, using the I believe they're the M4 5mm bolts. These right here. They go attached through here, and there's spree drill holes somewhere in here. Just got to line it up, and again, don't tighten them all the way. You'll do the final adjustments and tightening at the end. All right, the next step, you basically repeat the same process, but you're going to install the opposite side panel labeled S2 with 5 screws. Another note here, make sure the lip on these panels is in the front of the TV. So basically, they're going to hug the TV. You see this lip right here? That goes in front of the TV because the TV is going to be in between both of these panels and the back panel. See, I already installed this one with all the 5 bolts. Not completely tightened yet. All right, I got the side panel S2 installed, all 5 bolts, and I'll make sure the lip is in front of the TV. Now you're going to install the bottom piece. When you're doing the first panel, the first TV enclosure or facade, you're going to use the panel, I guess they call them side panels. No, these are the bottom and top panels. You're going to use the bottom and top panels labeled T1. When you do the second facade of the set, then you use the T2. Not sure what the difference is, but I'm just following the instructions. So basically you install these over here, get them lined up, and screw 7 screws. I believe they're the 5mm M4s on each bottom and top. Okay, the bottom piece labeled T1 has been installed. Now I'm going to do the top end piece labeled T1. All right, got the T1 top panel installed. All 4 sides have been installed, bolted in. And it's actually starting to take shape, looking pretty good. All right, the next step is to install the wheels. Again, everything is pre-holed and a very simple operation. You use the supply M4 10mm bolts. It takes 4 for each wheel. And that's what we're working on now. All right, I got the first panel installed. All I got left to do is tighten it up a little bit. The easiest way I found to make sure the TV is flushed with the front and there's no gaps was to stand it up and work on it that way. So all I got to do now is tighten up the TV bracket bolts. All you got to do is push forward on the TV. I would recommend have somebody in the front, make sure you don't tip it over. Tighten those bad boys up. Notice I already installed the handle and the wheels, straight up installation, 4 bolts each, and voila. The handle spring action, and I already tested it. All you gotta do is lean the TV back about 5-10 degrees at the most and roll this bad boy. So now we're gonna tighten everything up and start working on the second panel. All right, I got the second panel assembled. Pretty much is a repeat of the first panel, but this time you use the T2, the S4, the S3, and the R2 panels. Bolt them all together. But I do want to make a quick observation, or a pro tip if you want to call it. The goal is to get the TV in here pretty much the same all the way around, okay? Where you don't have too much of the TV showing here or too much on the other side or the bottom or the left. The only way to do that is by, and remember at the beginning I told you, you don't tighten up these bolts. The TV mount bolts, you don't tighten those up, and the rail bolts, you don't tighten those up. And basically what you do is you push the TV forward here before you tighten it up. And one thing that happens when you push this forward, the weight of the TV will angle this bracket down or up, whatever the case may be. So you have to make sure you're straight and level on both sides. Get the TV flush to the front edge of the panel, and then you bolt them up. Okay? If you don't do that, then one side of the TV might be a little lower than the other one, and you'll have to redo it. Now, on the side edges, that side and this side on the front of the TV, these bolts here, you slide the TV this way or this way until you get it even on both sides, and then you bolt them down, torque them down, and that's pretty much it. I hope that was clear as mud. But we got the one set of 2 panels put together. Now we got to put them together using some kind of hinge. These 2 hinges here. Actually, it's 3 hinges, I think, per side. And we go from there. So, all right, with both panels assembled, all we have to do now is attach the one set of panels to each other using these hinges. Basically, they go right here. You use the M4. You use the M4 3mm flathead screws provided, and tighten them up. All right, guys, this is the final product. If I was to time myself putting this together, I'm thinking about a couple hours. And the reason for that is it takes a little bit of a time to figure out the first one and what adjustments you need to make sure the rest of them are easy to put on. They got 3 hinges between the 2 panels. Very easy to put on. Holes are all pre-drilled. Everything's just ready to go. And this is the other section. Now, a couple of things I learned, lessons learned. It comes with a little swivel lock that goes here and attaches to this. I'm not sure what that's for. I think it's for when you lock it together. You can lock this panel. You can lock this panel to this panel. But just with these side locks that go on the sides, by the way, you use them in the center when you're actually displaying the facade, it's enough for me to keep it secured. So I'm not going to put those little latches up here because it just, to me, it just takes away. I got to figure out a way to cover these little holes because they'll bug the crap out of me. But that's my OCD. That's another video. Other than that, everything else pretty much straightforward. Now on the TVs, let me explain this to you real quick. Don't make the mistake I made several times. These mounting bars, even though they look pretty much identically on both sides, they're not. If you place them this way with the shorter end here, you have more adjustment this way. If you've got it flipped over, it only adjusts so far, and then when you try to line up your remote control little sensor, you're not going to be able to do it. So I had 2 of these facing the other direction. I had to flip them over, and then I was able to loosen these bolts up and slide the TV this way or this way until I got it to where it was precisely where I needed them. That is the only thing that really threw me a curve, because I kept trying to slide and I couldn't figure out why the TV wasn't moving, and it took me a few seconds to figure out the bolts as far as they're going to go. Other than that, everything else, man, it's great. This is a great design. I just wished they would have made it to where the straight edge here was met with a straight edge here. I'm sure they had a reason why they did this. But, you know, it's going to bug me because I'm a OCD kind of person, and I like everything straight, columns and rows, and I learned that in the Army a long time ago. But other than that, when you look at it from the front, you can't tell. So, and you're going to be paying attention to the video that's going on and everything else. So it's going to be actually awesome. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get my laptop. I'm going to plug everything in and get the controller and we'll go from there. All right, let's move into the controller itself. I went ahead and purchased the, I guess he calls it the advanced controller. But I think either if you get the basic controller or the advanced, you get all 4 HDMI cables, and they are neatly labeled. No, they all say 2. I guess they're not neatly labeled. Take that back. You get 4 HDMI cables and an additional HDMI cable to plug in your controller. So let's go here to my laptop. Here's the HDMI cable for the laptop. And let's look at this controller. Again, the advanced controller costs us a little more. I think it's maybe like 150 bucks or something like that. Not sure. Don't want to lie to you, but it does cost more. Comes from some brackets. I'm assuming that's to mount it on a rack, which will come in handy for me. And here's the controller. Remote control, power source, and that's it. All right, let's get this thing hooked up, and I'll show you what it looks like in a second. All right, guys, I got the control box installed. I'm running Virtual DJ. I'm running one of the shaders that I've downloaded. That's not a standard shader for Virtual DJ. You have to download it. I plugged in all the HDMI cables in sequence. Right side is 1, followed by 2, 3, and 4. The box is pretty much plug and play. Didn't have to really do any much to the box itself other than turn it on, and it started displaying an awesomeness. I don't know, you guys be the judge. That's Rooster, my rooster. Now, the only thing I run into issues with is each TV. These are Vizio. I bought these on sale at Walmart for $160 a piece. $167, I believe. I think normal price is like almost $300. However, I had to learn the remote control to each one of the TVs. And when you click on the remote control, if they don't all read it at the same time, one is shut off, one is shut on, come on, yada, yada, yada. So it's a little bit of a pain to get it started. But I think the solution is I'm going to make some kind of little plastic cup or cap or something that I can put where the remote sensor is, and just keep them covered. Whenever I want to turn them on, I just take one off, turn that one on, put it back on, turn the other one on, put it back on. Because I had to have my assistant, DJ Baby Spice, block each TV's sensor area so I can get them configured one at a time. That's the only way I could do it. So other than that, man, this thing is, I'm very impressed. I like it. I think it's going to be a beautiful addition to my setups. And like, again, I'm just running my laptop right now. I haven't used my main console yet. Now I'm going to play with these cables back here and make it where it's all quick disconnect and a little bit more tidy and organized. I might come up with something, an access panel to put in the back here, where I can cover all that and it doesn't look untidy, because it'll bug the crap out of me again. And again, I'm using Virtual DJ, and I can change the shaders or just play a video. Let me see what I got here. I got from one of the last weddings. Let's go to settings, and it should be on my pictures if I can find it. There you go. DJ logo. Okay. There's one of my logos. I got a revolving logo too somewhere. These are video logs. Still got to put a bunch of videos together and put them out. I got a digital monogram somewhere here. That might be it. That's for screen. No, that's not it. Let's put a video together, see what we got. Alright, here's a video of a wedding monogram. Well, not a monogram, a background that I utilize sometimes. All that I'm going to do is add names and stuff like that. Again, this is the Vizio. It's on sale at Walmart. These are different videos I have. I think you guys get the picture. That is very impressive, and I think it'll go very well in a wedding. My plan is also to add a camera so I can display the dance floor and people can see each other dancing. I'm not sure how well that would go. I've never done it before, but if anybody has, let me know how that works out. If people enjoy watching each other being goofs, or does it make them shy, or for whatever reason. So, all right, guys, that's pretty much it. This is the I2R Tech Facade, digital facade. It houses 4 50-inch TVs, pretty much any 50-inch TV you can come up with. And the advanced controller is the one you need to get. The basic controller, you need additional software. You have to play with the adjustments, with the aspect ratio, all that crap. But this one here is just plug and play, man. There's no but to it. Just plug and play. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, I'm DJ Southern Comfort. Don't forget to subscribe and like. I got some more videos coming up with some more builds I'm putting together. I got a completely portable DJ console. And you guys are going to like this one. So stay tuned. You guys have a great day.
DJ in the city. In the city. Live in the mix. Live in the mix. It's the one. It's the one and only. DJ Southern Comfort.